Hello, AMC, Jedi Council from Star Wars Celebration. I am Kristian Harloff, a.k.a. Darth Harloff. Next to me, my lovely co-host, you know her, Queen Amidala. Queen, how you doing? We'll introduce him in a second.
Woo, the council is in session, and what better place to have the council active than at Celebration itself? We are kind of amidst the, I don't know, there's lightsabers being sold there. We've got someone else. We've got a Rancor just over there. The thing's huge.
And next to us, we have Mark II D2.
Thank you.
Himself, Mark Ellis. How are you, brother?
I have an official name now. It was either Mark II D2
I
or
like Moff
Biggs
Markin.
Marklighter was the other one that we were thinking about. But Mark II D2 is an appropriate name for you because like R2-D2, he's a utility guy.
Right.
If John Campea can't fill in, I'll be here. If Maude can't be here, I'll fill in for her. If Kristian's not here, we probably don't have a show that week. But
what
this
happened
is
to
a fun.
Wedge and Ellis?
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay,
And
we
tell us
got to go back to the drawing board.
All right, stop it, you two. Now, we are here. It is a 4-day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So much going on, but it's today. It's Thursday. So, and Maude and I will probably talk a lot more next week.
I'll probably cry.
Next week, because there's going to be a lot more that we're going to talk about Rebels next week. We'll talk about Battlefront. But today, what happened today? Now, Maude, you were celebrating AMC's win.
Yeah, we got
Best
Best
Live,
Live
yep.
Show, no biggie. Decided to hang out in Vegas for a bit, which meant driving back for not 4 but 6 hours, and so I didn't get to the presentation. So I wanted to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to live vicariously through you. What was that like? When did you rock up here to Anaheim?
There's
for
only
it?
one thing better than Vegas after you won an award, and that is being here at Star Wars Celebration in the arena to see the debut of teaser trailer number 2 for The Force Awakens. My head exploded. I put it back together. It exploded again.
But not only that, it was the fact that when we got here, we had heard already that people were lined up on Wednesday. Wednesday night, people started lining up at like 8 o'clock. And because you have to realize.
Wednesday or Tuesday?
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
But and because of so many people were lining up, Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams decided to buy pizza for everyone.
cute.
People were saving the pizza boxes.
Those pizza boxes are going to be worth a lot of money someday. Keep those.
But I'd never seen. I've been to a lot of conventions before. I had never seen to where you remember because this floor was not open yet, so everybody that was here was there. They were on that line. It wrapped around the building. It was insane.
How many people do you reckon?
Oh man,
It was
time did you show up as
filled.
well?
I would say about $2,000 can actually get in there easily. So they made a pack 2,500, 3,000 in there
that
maybe.
line?
I mean, and the thing is, once you get in the arena, I'm glad that this was live streamed all over the world. But to be in that arena was a really special feeling to hear the crowd go crazy when J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy were introduced, when they introduced some of the new cast members, when they introduced some of the stormtroopers, some of the droids, and yes, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew.
it was all that stuff. And I think that to answer your question, as far we got Disney was very awesome to us. They hooked us up with we got press passes early, so they walked us in. And we went to, and you see, that's the beauty of it. You see a guy from the Old Republic just walk by.
And it's not weird.
I love it. No,
he's
it's
not going to
weird.
rob a bank. He's just a Star Wars
Just
fan.
here. But we got here, and they walked us in, and like Mark was saying, the energy. It's so much different. Like, we've been to the Hall H's before, and we've been to these panels, these Marvel panels that are a lot of fun. But strangely enough, it felt like family. It really, I'm telling you, the energy in this place.
And some of the guys on stage mentioned that as much. The Star Wars community, it feels like a family. The Force is awake, not only on screen, but within. I mean, look, it's awake.
Hold on. You're not answering my question. What time did you get here? If people lined up all night in the cold, alone, what time did you get here?
I took today.
Did you stroll in at what time?
We came in around 9 o'clock.
Oh my God!
That's not our fault.
Hey.
We're here to report.
I
We're
woke
here
up
to
at
report.
5:30 in the a.m. and I showered and I tried to look as handsome as my mom ever
Right.
said I was to get here on time to see this footage. And I love the way that the panel did it. It's because they waited until the end. They teased us with the teaser, but once we got it, man, did that thing pay off.
So I did stream it. I was in a hotel room with the laptop up and open, and I tell you what, I was just anxious, just listening to the music beforehand. The countdown was there. The DJ that was kind of mixing a few
DJ
tunes.
was
He was
awesome.
cool,
DJ was really good.
I liked that.
And they played. They took like shirts and did the shot into there.
My name's Maude, so I think that's why I actually am really fearful of shirt cannons.
Oh, really? What's
It's-
that?
Because that's how Maude Flanders died in The Simpsons. She got shot by
It's
a
a very
t-shirt
good point.
cannon.
Okay.
So every time someone shoots
Well,
one,
no
I'm
one
like,
died. No one died, but a lot of people were excited.
can you imagine if that's how I go?
It'd be interesting. It'd
Oh
be a
my
better
God, that
story.
would
I
be
than
mean,
most.
I'd probably laugh. Then I'd feel bad.
Speaking about the Force, stay on target, stay on target. Because and like you said though too, I don't want to just brush over the fact that they did. J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy went out there, and one of the big things that J.J. announced inside before they had, even with the trailer, That's not Tatooine, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
know,
It's
it's
Sandy.
Jakku.
It's Jakku, yeah, and he said, he's like, well, this is Jakku. It's not like everyone's saying that it's Tatooine, and that was a little hint. Then there were a couple of little drops here and there that they put out.
Can we just talk about the fact that we were convinced that was Tatooine?
We were.
In fact, I remember saying, find someone that doesn't think it's Tatooine and make a bet with them for guaranteed money.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun, and again, that's what the first trailer did, and I think that's what this trailer did. Once we get into that later in this show, is that they like having fun with us. They know how we're going to break down every one of these things and how we're so sure whose hand that is or whose lightsaber that is. We don't know anything. That's the great thing about a teaser. It makes you want to see the movie. We have no idea what the story's about, and we got little hints leading up to the trailer about as to what characters Oscar Isaac and John Boyega and Daisy Ridley were actually going to be playing.
So let's talk about Kathleen Kennedy and JJ. What was something that they said that really resonated with you?
I mean, for me, it was honestly, it was when Kathleen Kennedy talked about how she was appointed head of Lucasfilm. It was when she was able to sit down with George Lucas, and George Lucas is like, yeah, well, you know, I'm thinking of having someone else stuff over, and she's like, well, who were you thinking of? And he's like, well, I was thinking about you. And that was a big thing. And the other thing was, too, that she made it clear that the women presence in Star Wars was going to be powerful.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and it's not just a gimmick. It really isn't, because you can tell that so far, not only with what Daisy Ridley has done, but there's another character we're going to talk about later when we talk about this trailer that I think is going to have significance into this new trilogy.
Yeah, and with J.J. Abrams, when he was talking about how initially he said no, and then he actually just sat down with Kathleen Kennedy and they had a conversation, and that's what won him over, is that he was really apprehensive about coming on the project. And in this age of you can tweet, you can Facebook, you can send text all you want, you actually sit down and have a conversation with somebody, you can win people over, and that's what a weekend like this is about, and that's why we're here in person talking about this stuff.
My favorite thing that JJ said was, the risk of doing the movie is nothing in comparison to the satisfaction and fulfillment of actually doing it.
I love that.
How great was that? He goes, yes, this is a risk. Yes, this, the pressure that I'm feeling, this has to be perfect.
Right.
And you know what? I could disappoint people, but it's still worth it in the end.
Because you know why? He made it a point so many times to say the word fun. He said they had so much fun doing it, and what the audience went crazy about was when they mentioned they were doing practical effects.
Yes.
It was so long, and he was just like, wow, well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
It really, you see how much people wanted that back, and he made it a point again to say, the main thing that was so great about the original trilogy was to see how beat up everything was and how the technology was kind of dated but yet used, and this going against the Empire, which was this glistening technology. And we're going to see that again.
Yeah.
It was a filmed, lived-in universe, and that's what the footage so far has felt like. And when J.J. Abrams, he's a little cocky on stage, too, which I love.
Don't get cocky.
I loved it. Him and Kathleen Kennedy walked out there, and they're like, hey, we're excited. We know we made a great film.
Yeah.
We just can't wait to tease you with little nuggets until you actually get to see it at Christmas.
Let's talk about those practical effects. They actually rolled out BB-8, and that is one of the highlights for me. I can't get my head around the physics of this creation. I was watching it, and I was like, how does this work? How is it even happening?
We were there live, Maude. We have no idea how
No
that
idea.
Where is BB-8?
Because I know that when they there he is.
Hey.
Is that Hacksaw Jim Duggan? You know, they it was amazing because what they did was they had this. Everyone thought at first that they were sure it was CGI.
I thought it was CGI.
Everyone was sure.
Good CGI, but CGI.
And then there were reports, no, this is actually real. And then we saw it today. And not only did we see it, we got to see him square off with the champion of droids, R2-D2. They have a stare off. And I wonder, are they going to really have a kind of beef in the movies? Are they not? Is it going to be fun? Regardless, this is a character that's here to stay.
In the orange corner, BB-8.
Yeah.
In the blue corner.
Leading up to this, I Instagrammed a picture that I got at WonderCon here a couple weeks ago with R2-D2 kind of staring down BB-8 and just looking at each other in the eye. And I think they're going to end up being friends. And I think that BB-8 is going to serve that comic relief role that you wanted the droids to have in the original trilogy. I mean, they were great ambassadors for this franchise before we all fell in love with every other character. Before you knew who Boba Fett was, C-3PO and R2-D2 were the reason why kids like going to see this movie. That's going to be BB-8.
Well, you mentioned him, new ambassadors for the film.
Yeah.
Clearly the new cast.
Yes, they brought them all out.
They brought Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac out. And boy, do you get a good feeling listening to these guys talk, because they're not just selling a movie.
Yeah.
These aren't, you can tell these are not just actors that are going, oh, no, we're really excited about this. I saw a panel not too long ago where the actors were there because they had to promote the film.
Yeah.
This was not that.
First thing that Daisy Ridley said, she's like, wow, I've never, ever been anywhere like this before.
Right. And there he is. Nice. They just keep coming over.
Your
That
college
guy's
roommates just keep hanging out with us.
Guy's just dressed as somebody who saw the movie in 77.
But you know what was great about Ridley and Boyega and Oscar Isaac, all of them, they acted like that guy or anybody else here when they heard they were casted in Star Wars. I loved that fan question that they got to tell in front of the packed house. It's like, when Oscar Isaac heard he was cast in Star Wars, he just cranked the Star Wars score, and he started going crazy.
And Boyega didn't. What do you? All these guys, everyone. How excited were they?
Exactly, they were really excited.
You don't even know where. See,
I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with myself.
See, he didn't even know. You put it. They stick their face in there, but when you interview them, they run away.
I'm frightened what he is going to do to himself. Actually.
Now, the way that John Boyega and the way that Oscar Isaac were so pumped. John Boyega didn't even tell his family that he was doing the movie. He said he was out doing 24. They're like, where are you? And then until that first picture of him in the Stormtrooper
Get out.
It was so cool. All that stuff. So to see how they excited it transferred over.
So the thing that I noticed with John Boyega's character, the MC was like, so you're in a Stormtrooper outfit. Does that mean you're evil? Because, Stormtroopers are on the bad side. I still have a problem with good and evil in here. I think it's whatever perspective you choose. But he played very, very coy, and JJ even stopped him from talking. So that's a very vague answer, which spoke a lot. It spoke volumes.
But he did ask him, he did say, were you an actual Stormtrooper? And then he looks, and JJ looks at him, and then he only does. And he nodded.
And then JJ looked back at him. Then he went back.
It was
a fun cat and mouse thing. But you bring up Stormtroopers, and they brought out some of the new-looking Stormtroopers. What was interesting when they brought them out is that they did not play the classic Empire theme. They played the title throne room at the end of end of A New Hope. That's the music they played, and it looked weird with them. So it's like, wait, are they working for the Empire? Are they working for somebody else? Did they just not want to use any of the new music that they were recording for this film? That struck me. They didn't do that by accident. I'll say that.
Nothing's by accident.
Everything's recorded. And
it all means something.
Well,
please.
what definitely wasn't by accident was the way they ended the panel. It looked like they were going, okay, guys, take it easy. And don't worry about it. JJ set it up. You know why you're here. And it's to watch this live stream that everyone got to see, the second teaser trailer. And boy, and I'm not going to lie to you, and I even Instagrammed it out, it brought tears to my face.
Same.
And I couldn't.
I did this.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I started smiling, and I actually started laughing out loud when they showed the Star Destroyer crash, that opening scene.
Let's
just
talk
because
about the beginning of it.
I was so excited, and then I started to have tears come out of my face because I could hear the music, and I just knew that this was something that you don't get this experience a lot, you know? And I actually like that we get to see a little bit of Star Wars every so often before the film, because it's just, I need that rush, man. By the end, I literally stood up, and when I saw Han and Chewie up there, I stood up, I was shadowboxing,
we were
I punched
both
him.
going like this. It was like we were at a rock concert or an old taping
That's exactly
Arsenio
what it
Hall or
was
something.
like.
It was like we were going crazy. There was a lot of energy in the room, and then everyone was saying, play it again, play it again. But Maude, you got to watch it regardless. Like, what were some of the things that you took out right away? What stood out?
Okay, well, I was driving.
You crashed your car.
Which, by the way,
I was going a little
you should
little
never
fast.
drive and watch trailers, especially
You think
a
I was
Star
going to
Wars
wait?
trailer.
You think I'll be like, well, I'm driving for 5 hours. I'm pretty sure I'll
She
watch
was
this
using
when
the Force.
Pull the car over.
All right, come on. So she pulled the car over and she watched it. And
Yeah.
what'd you pull?
Well, I
what
only
did you
got
like the best?
glimpses, but the parts where it made me go, that big sweeping shot of all the stormtroopers, when they all turn around, they were like,
Yeah,
I
and
was
who's
like,
that guy in the background, by the way?
Gosh, I don't know.
Who's that guy or that girl in the background?
Not driving. This new landscape that we now know is
Jakku.
Jakku. I've got to get that right. I'm like Jukka.
Jacuzzi, because
I just like Jukka because it would rhyme with mother. Anyway.
Mother Jaka.
Yeah, Mother Jukka.
It's Luke Skywalker, Mother Jukkas.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Mother Jukka. There was anytime there's a sweeping X-wing motion, I
Lose
well
your
up.
mind.
Yeah, love that one. Daisy Ridley, that doesn't look like she's a damsel in distress. She almost looked like she was about to kick someone's butt. What was she holding in her hand as well?
Listen, a lot of things happen as soon as these trailers come out, and we'll be doing speculation videos as well too. Now, Maude, there's no jar here, but there's a character that has a pole just like that, and it is one Darth Plagueis. Look at the side by side. There's a Plagueis stick, and Daisy Ridley's holding. The reason I bring this up,
take a ride on my Plagueis stick.
Mother Jacka. So one of the things that Daisy Ridley said is that she was a scavenger.
Yes.
Okay.
Did she find it?
Right, and the Empire's after her. Kylo Ren is said to be a relic hunter, so maybe he's after her, and perhaps
For the
she
relic.
has for the relic. Perhaps that's Plagueis.
And hey, look,
who knows?
This was a very artifact-based trailer. When you look at the charred Darth Vader helmet, and you look at the lightsabers that are exchanging
helmet,
hands,
man.
you look at that staff, you look at some of the blasters, you look at the double or the cross-guarded lightsaber.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool toys that you're going to get to play with around Christmas. And every time I watch this trailer, I pick out something new. Initially, when I heard the Luke Skywalker voiceover, I'm like, oh, that's nice. They're tying in the lineage of the past to the present to the future. And then I started to hear it more, and I'm like, that's the exact same lines from Return of the Jedi.
Right. And the whisper. They added a whisper
They
afterwards.
did a little bit of
Did you hear
remix
that?
to that Return of the Jedi.
I watched it on a
and
phone
now-
in
You
the
gotta put it
corner.
on your
I'm not even
headphones.
sure that hand touching R2-D2 is Luke Skywalker's anymore. So this
much.
trailer has me more confused than before.
Well, some of the things for me is obviously what I also like with Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, is he said on the panel that he is the best fighter pilot in the galaxy.
I was like, kid, don't get cocky.
And when he said that, and then you see that clip of him, and he's like, woo, and he's going nuts. He's got that personality. That's what I want to see.
What was that? The new Han Solo?
That's what I'm saying.
need
I
a-
think
we
that
need
he's
a space
we
cowboy.
didn't have that in the prequel.
Something
we
sorely
didn't
missing.
have that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna. It looks like we're gonna have that again. We saw Boyega and Ridley actually working together.
Yes.
We saw the Chrome Trooper,
Yes.
who I think is Gwendolyn Christie.
I've seen Chrome Troopers walking around on the floor, and I was like, yes,
Yeah,
that's it. This hand does this when I get excited.
That's Gwendolyn Christie.
You reckon?
Yeah, that's Gwendolyn Christie, and then of course the very end, there's like Chewie, we're home. It's
yeah,
come on.
out tears.
And
And
the
they,
way
who are they shooting?
The way they had their guns aimed at somebody, so it's like they got back to the Millennium Falcon
They're
and
on
they
the
catch
Falcon.
somebody else in the cockpit, and they're like, no, Han has that cocky look. Like, he knows that he just won up somebody in either a game of Sabak or something else. Han Solo is back, and he's in control
He's gonna die.
by the end of this trailer.
You know
I don't root for the guy to die. I don't know what you guys
I'm-
talk about on a week in, week out basis. I think Han Solo is going to live. I'm not going to bet. I just think it's going to
I'm
happen.
not rooting for him to die, but he's going to
You're
die.
kind of rooting for him to die.
Can we talk about the fact that I think the main plot line is about the passing of the baton? And I always
Yeah, I agree.
thought that. They had the original trilogy. Everyone gets upset when I say trilogy because I'm not saying Lando. But we know that Carrie Fisher's in it. We know that Han Solo's in it. We definitely know that Luke is in it. Now, when he talks about his father, and then he talks about, obviously, we don't know if it's a son because he's mentioning Leia as well. But we know that for me, this is the passing of the baton. This is like, right, I've had my story. Now it's time for you to know who you are, where you come from, and what your destiny is. And I think this is going to be about his kids.
And speaking about destiny,
Donald.
so Donald Gleason, I agree with you too. But I'll tell you, speaking of destiny, and maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid because I was sitting in the room today, I felt an energy that I have not felt in a very long time. This movie, I'm even sticking more than I ever have before. This will be the biggest movie of the year, hands down.
Oh, hands down.
Thank you, Age of Ultron. Can we
It's gonna
talk
beat
talk
Ultron.
about the fact that it's going to beat that?
It's going to beat
when you
Ultron.
not only look at it
you.
from a box office competition standpoint, which The Force Awakens isn't going to have as much as Avengers, I don't even think that matters. I think that this is one of those movies that just gets repeat dollars because people like us, we want to go and see more and more and more. Like the Avengers has a lot of Easter eggs in the future. Maybe there was something they dropped about Civil War that we didn't notice. This has so much of that stuff, both from the upcoming films that are Episode 8 and 9.
Chrome Troopers are
and
outside right now.
The
I can see them,
standalone
yeah.
film.
I
Look
can
how
see Chrome
beautiful
Troopers.
they are.
They are really nice. I can't. We'll be able to.
Found the key to her heart.
Maybe they walk in. So now, obviously, that trailer comes out. It blows up the internet. Everyone. I mean, people.
9.2 million about 20 minutes ago.
Already?
Yeah, and
Wow.
whatever the time
Take
is right
that,
now.
50 Shades of Grey
Because
trailer.
well, what they did was so smart. It's never been done before, to where we're all watching it live at the same time, and then your friend back home is watching it
Yeah.
at the same time as you are. It was really smart.
It's
Everyone
a
got to
shared
live stream it.
community experience.
It was very smart. So that's out. That's done. That kicked off Celebration. Then there was a whole bunch of other things that happened at Celebration.
Oh,
there,
yes.
there are authors here. We talk about canon week in and week out. There are authors from the new canon. There's authors from Legends. There's comic book artists. There's the video game Battlefront's going to drop tomorrow. We're going to be excited about that.
10:30. You're
Yeah.
going to see an exclusive trailer for that one, which I've already seen. You've already seen it as well.
Yeah.
You
Can't
will
talk about
not
it yet.
be disappointed. Can I say that?
We can say that.
You're not going to be disappointed. Honestly, have a checklist of all the things that you want to see, and you just sit there and go, yep.
Right.
Now, let me ask you guys, because you guys are real canon aficionados. I'm more of a newbie when it comes to non-film related Star Wars material, but I know everything about Ewoks Battle for Endor. What is the most exciting canon-related non-Battlefront news or something that you guys are really looking forward to this weekend?
Well, there's actually a full panel on canon tomorrow about everything that ties in, whether it be the comics, the video games, everything. And so I want to see how the people
Is it
at
hosted by
Lucasfilm-
you guys?
No, but it's Lucasfilm, it's Marvel, it's everyone really talking about the development of it all. And Del Rey Books is here. They're showing the Battlefront Aftermath. They're showing Aftermath, like the preview for that. So I mean that's a big thing. Rebels. We're going to see Rebels Season 2 on Saturday.
At 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
Yep.
Dave Filoni, I got pictures with both Dave Filoni and, by the way, Gareth Edwards was walking around. I stopped him on the floor, took a picture with Gareth Edwards. I'm going to send it to Dennis so we can show it.
I saw
there
that picture.
Is.
You were just walking around. You were just walking the floor.
Yeah.
And you just accosted him right up there. He wasn't at a panel or
Hi,
anything. You
hi.
just-
I
Can
did.
I get a-
All I
have
did
a
is
photo of a big
I was
fan?
like this. I go, hey, we would like to speak the picture. And that
Well,
was
no,
it.
that's the face.
That was the. Hey, there he is. Come here.
Yay.
So
It's
one of the
not-
stars,
not
one of the
Gareth Reynolds.
stars of the new film, The Force Awakens, the Chrome Trooper. Nice to see you.
Oh, we
Yeah,
can't
so
shut him
you
up.
Can't talk.
There's
you can't
another
talk.
one there.
But thank you so much. Both the Chrome Troopers, high five up there, buddy. See, they're everywhere.
There's a lot of secrecy surrounding the film, so they can't talk about the plot details yet.
got a great
That's
hat.
why they're a little mum. But they're going to be better shots than the old Stormtroopers were.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be accurate. They're going to hit their targets. Hopefully not Han Solo.
If you get a room full of them and put some lights on, it's like turns into a disco
It's
ball.
like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, guys, there's so much fun stuff here. And apparently on Sunday, when Gareth Edwards and Trank do their panel, there's some special announcement coming also. This is where the rumor is happening. Whether that's the very end of the celebration,
Could it
I
be a
don't
casting
know.
announcement? Could it be a poster for The Force
want
Awakens?
it. Maybe. I
Because
want-
I thought we were going to get a poster today, too.
What was that
Now I'm
image that was
disappointed.
sent
There were
out
about
then?
four
We didn't get a
images
poster.
actually that were. I mean, you know what I'll do also is that I'd like to show. Here are the 4 pictures that were released today. These came out, and it's a lot of Kylo Ren stuff. And you know, the question was asked a while ago to us whether or not we thought Kylo Ren was going to be associated with the Empire, and I said no. And it looks like I was completely wrong because.
Say it one more time.
Hey, what did you get wrong about before? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna bring it up.
Tatooine.
I
Tatooine.
don't think I've ever been wrong on this show.
Well, yeah, just give it a bit.
Ladies.
Guess some more. But there's so much cool stuff, guys. Keep your updates through StarWars7News.com. They're showing tons of stuff there. You can keep getting updates everywhere. There's so much cool stuff. If you're a Star Wars fan, that's the other thing, Maude. If you go around, you can get lightsabers.
I'm
here.
buying a lightsaber.
I'm buying a robe, and you should buy one too. I'm getting a Sith robe.
Why would I get that?
Buy a Jedi robe. Come
But
on.
I'm going to be dressing up at some stage of
Oh.
a celebration as
Oh,
well.
are you?
Yes.
All right, we'll have pictures
Every
of
time
that.
I go to a Comic-Con, I'm looking for the Star Wars toy section. It's hard to find them. Every one of these is a Star Wars toy section. If my sister's watching, I'm finally going to buy you that Princess Leia doll. I ripped the head off her Princess
He's bought
Leia.
like 6 of them. He's keeping them for himself, hoarding them.
I like my sister, and I like Princess Leia. Sue me.
That's Jedi Council for today. We are live from Jedi, from Star Wars Celebration, and I'm so excited I can't even get the words out. But we have been here for a while, so we're gonna let poor Maude finally go to sleep. But next week, anything else that we find out from both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll talk about it, and John will be back as well. But final thoughts: what do you hope to see from Celebration before you leave here on Sunday? Do you have anything?
Besides the inside of your eyelids.
I'm actually really excited about this. It just doesn't look like it yet.
I know.
But I'm having the best time.
Okay, Mark, are you looking forward? You're looking forward to Rebels?
I'm having the best
screeners?
time.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to watching the trailer 100 more times in the hotel
Yeah,
room
I need to
tonight.
watch it
I'm
more.
going to tell you guys this too. Is like I watched the trailer, and while my thoughts about what I'm seeing in there, like whose hand that is, or what kind of lightsaber that is, which allegiance this guy has, all that stuff is going to change 100 times in my head. But my feelings about how the trailer was presented and the actual trailer itself haven't changed a bit. That thing is a perfect teaser trailer. Everything in there is on purpose. Nothing's by accident.
Well, you heard it straight out of Grand Mark Tarkin's mouth, and now
My name
it keeps
changing.
changing.
Where'd Jantel Ellis?
And Queen Amidala, you made it. We're here, signing off, and for Obi-Wan Kenobi, who will be back. It's the Jedi Council. Make sure you comment if you've heard some stuff from Celebration. What's been the best stuff that you've heard so far? Comment below. Make sure you subscribe. Do all that. And for the Council, may the Force be with you.
Always.